this walking cane self-defense training lesson, you're gonna discover how to defend yourself with the simple walking stick. This is one I got from Amazon for 9 or 10 bucks, free shipping. You can get one of these at a local store that sells medical supplies. You can get this at a big box store like a Walmart or a Target, but you can get one of these and you can carry it everywhere. So I'm gonna show you how to use this today to defend yourself, whether you need it right now for mobility or if you just wanna be smart. I call this my best auto insurance policy because I keep it next to me on the passenger seat in my car when I'm driving by myself. Good morning. Start with a simple warm-up spin or a twirl, whatever word you want to call it, doesn't really matter, but you're gonna spin it. It's in your right hand first, palm facing up, the long side's coming out of your thumb, and you're just cranking forward. It gets it moving this way, starts to go around, and then you're gonna go back and forth. Keep your other hand, always keep it up. In this defensive position, stomach up and in, abs tight. This also is gonna help you build strength in your core. Bring it back out here. Especially if you use this thing for mobility. If you're using this now for medical reasons, because you have to, whether you're in a chair or not, you can do this sitting, same motion, same over and back, hand up, and you can do all the same things sitting that you can standing. That's gonna help you start moving your body around and you're gonna get stronger, more confident, and get out of the house more. Starting to come over and back out to the outside. You wanna do about 30 seconds to a couple minutes on each hand. Just get a good feel for that. You're gonna feel, especially with the weight of this cane, that it's going to, good morning, it's gonna engage your core muscles, making you stronger, moving faster. So bring it, again, palm up, alongside the outside of your hand, and then over and back. And then bring it back out here. I get it caught on my watch band a little bit. But that's good. This will help you learn how to manipulate your cane or move your cane through the hands. I like using the camera because I see when my hand's getting lazy and it's here instead of here. I want you to get in the habit of keeping it up. Defend yourself. This is a self-defense tool and a self-defense weapon. I do. I enjoy them. Bring it back and forth. It helps me make me a better instructor because I listen to myself and I watch myself and I say, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what's extra, too much information. And that doesn't mean I get any better on all those things. It just means that it's good feedback. I start to see myself and start to think about it. All right, so now in the right hand, you're gonna start with it here as if you're walking. You're gonna bring your hands up in this position. Self-defense cane. This is self-defense principles. Principle number 1, pay attention to what's happening around you, situational awareness. Number 2, put the cane between you and the other person. Put the cane between you and the threat. And it might be multiple people. It might be a crowd of people. It might be 2 or 3 people coming up. You put your hands up between you and them and you say, hey, back up, stay back, back off. And now you have a cane between you, a big stick that you can use. I'm gonna show you, I'll bring that in just a little bit. For self-defense, just basic strikes, big motions. The third part of self-defense, from here to you, from me to you, put this in the middle. That's the second part. The third part is you ask yourself a question, what are the tools, what are the targets on the attacker, on the person who's causing a threat to me? What do I need to destroy or remove? Their eyesight, their ability to breathe, their, are you gonna break their jaw? You're gonna go through their neck, hit their hand. Maybe they have a stick in their hand or a knife. They have some kind of weapon. You're gonna hit that first. You're gonna ask yourself that question. What are my tools that I'm gonna use to destroy those targets? That's number 4. And then just full commitment. You go all through in. Yeah, and you can support it here. But it's gonna change all the time. Maybe there are 3 or 4 people. This guy's got a knife in his hand. You want to go through everybody's throat, but this guy over here, he's running at you. You have to take care of that knife, then take care of that guy. Come back here, come here, maybe use the hook side. Bring that in. It's like a big knuckle right in the face. Hello from Argentina. But we're gonna go back. We started with this warm up, over and back, and then I want you to start on the ground, step up, get in a better position, this between me and you, and then practice this first strike. So you're gonna have principles of technique. The principles are situational awareness. Number 2, get in a better position. Put the stick between you and the threat. Number 3, ask yourself, what are those targets? Where am I gonna hit that person? Number 4, what's techniques? That comes like all the way to the end, right? The first technique is gonna be this strike. So even though you're fighting with principles and you're defending yourself with self-defense principles, you also have to know techniques. This first technique, an angular strike, I think you're hitting from here to here. Maybe your target are his eyesight. Maybe you want to remove their ability to chase you and hit you and try to stab you or shoot you because they can't see any longer. So that's the first target. You're going to use this basic technique, slicing through and then bring it across to the other shoulder. It's the right hand, it's on my left shoulder. Bring it back the other way. So angle 1, angle 2, just this first angular strike on both sides. And I want you to practice that. And if you have a bag or a stack of tires, or maybe you have a column like in the garage or whatever, where you can wrap it with some cushioning, some kind of pads, you can use that. It's a good question. It's always going to change. If your principles are, they're coming at me with a weapon, am I going to hit the weapon? I'm going to hit the person. It all really depends on what's happening in the moment. And that's why it's so important not to get stuck on techniques. If you think about certain martial arts that are more esoteric, like Aikido, or even like Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Karate, Taekwondo, it doesn't matter what it is. If you focus on what the instructor said, okay, the guy grabs you here, you're gonna do this, you're gonna twist here, you're gonna put it on the ground, then you get stuck in that. What happens when the guy grabs you here, or grabs you here, or grabs you here? What happens when you thought he was gonna grab you and he punches you in the face? What happens when they tackle you down? So everything's gonna change based on what's happening in the moment. So it's so important not to get stuck on the techniques. That doesn't mean don't learn techniques. This is a technique. Hard, fast, striking, devastating, removing, but that's just one technique. That can be done here to the face. Maybe he has that weapon. He's coming at you, he's trying to stab you with a knife, or maybe he's got in his hand one of these expandable batons. I've been seeing these a lot. A lot of the Antifa people, which is so silly. Did you know that these Antifa people have self-defense clubs now? So think of this scenario, right? And I know I'm talking to some of you. Law enforcement guys start to become more timid and they don't want to respond. We see it in Atlanta right now. And whatever side you fall on of the politics of that, the cops aren't coming out as much, right? And one, because before this even started with the riots and the other stuff that's going on, they're not responding as much because of the coronavirus. And they're afraid that's gonna happen. So you're more on your own there. And number 2, what if you're in that CHOP district or whatever it's called in Chaz CHOP in Seattle, and the Antifa people are up there and they're all doing whatever the heck they do, and the police aren't responding, and you're by yourself, but you're smart enough to carry a weapon, a cane, for self-defense, and you don't look like you're carrying a weapon. You walk into the people with the whatever, the protesters, the violent looters, and I'm not talking about the peaceful protesters, I'm talking about the looters, the thugs, the criminals, the punks, or just, the wrong area of town, and you're carrying a pair of nunchucks. You're immediately a threat. You look like you want to fight, or you're carrying a big sword on your, or whatever, or you're carrying a couple of collie sticks or screaming sticks. Looks like you're going for a fight, even if you're carrying your bow staff, right? Not Little Bo Peep, but a bow staff. Then it looks like you want to fight, but if you're carrying a cane, it looks like you need a cane to help you walk. And you're allowed to bring this anywhere you go. You can bring it into the train station, on the train, into the bus station, on the bus, into the airport, onto the plane. And you can use this, and it's very effective. You've been sitting in your chair, on a bench in the park, in your car. Like I said, this is one of the best self-defense weapons. You have it in your car. It's like an auto insurance policy. You have to get out of the car, go pump some gas. It's not the best neighborhood. You take this, you get out, and you're standing there pumping your gas. And you don't look like a threat to anybody, and you just look like you're minding your own business, but you have a super effective, hard, this thing hits so hard, it hits harder than the collie stick, it hits harder than the bow staff, the Joe staff, and it's made out of this hickory, and they treat it, heat treat it so that it doesn't break, and then they put this gloss on it, and it's like $9-10, Amazon free shipping if you have Prime. And it's a nice heavy weight, so it's gonna build speed and power and strength, but then you can use it to defend yourself. That's like a big knuckle right in the face. And it's like an undercover self-defense tool, right? And all you have to do is get over your own ego and saying, you know, what am I gonna look like if I'm walking around with a cane? People are gonna make fun of me, or they're gonna think I'm weak. So what, right? Especially right now. Police aren't coming because of the Wuhan. Police aren't coming because they're afraid if they do their job, they're gonna get charged with murder or whatever. And I'm not saying that there was, that I'm dismissing bad behavior or whatever. You get my point, right? You're on your own more, and the world's only getting a little crazier. So it's common sense. Learn how to defend yourself with the weapon. And I've been talking about this a lot lately because I've been thinking about this. When I was in the military, started in the Marine Corps, I was also in the Army National Guard, but you train with the long distance first, especially Marines. Marines shoot out to, 300 yards? And you get closer, closer, closer. Then you run out of bullets and you affix bayonets. And then you're hooking and you're jabbing with your bayonet, and you're fighting. And you're hitting people with the back end of the rifle, which is the same as this, by the way. Extremely powerful, extremely effective, because you ran out of bullets. Then you break your rifle, your bayonet gets stuck in somebody, and then it's on, right? It's hand-to-hand, close quarters combat. You need to learn how to defend yourself. If you want to be a martial artist, if you want to learn how to do street fight self-defense, whether it's martial arts or just common sense, and you're looking at what's happening in the world today, and you think, not to be an alarmist, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but just saying, common sense says, stay in shape, and I'm gonna show you how to use this to stay in shape, or get in better shape, but also learn how to, once this gets taken out of your hand or falls to the ground or gets broken, how you can then put up your guard, and you can guard yourself. You can throw some elbows and some knees and 2 punches, get out of the way and move and bob and weave. Basics, real basic stuff. Things that make sense, that are important. And what are you gonna trade off? You're gonna trade off spending some time watching garbage on Netflix or TV or reading news websites. Stop reading news websites. Don't read CNN, don't read Fox, don't read any of them, right? They're just designed to keep you at odds with the other side, to polarize the people. We're the people, you and me. Together we can get along. We have so much in common. I don't care where you are politically, but if you read that stuff, you get all right. Anyway, my point is, trade some of that time thinking about what could happen and take care of yourself. Do some squats, do some squat jumps, lean out, do some good push-ups, and then practice just jabbing, right? Jab, cross, and move. Jab, cross, and move. Jab, cross, and move. Learn how to go side to side without falling down. And for me, that's super easy, but when I teach people, I see them, they're really clunky on their feet, and they trip themselves up, and that, I think, you know, this is easy, man, this is easy. You just move side to side. It's not. Until you practice it, then it is easy, and it'll be easy for you. And then move up into a weapon. Learn how to do these first 2 strikes, and then turn your hand under and do the next strike, and under, and bring it up. You have to turn your palm up when you do this upward strike. And I'm gonna turn the camera just a little so you can see the bag instead of rolling the bag in and out. Turning your hand here, think of hitting them in the thigh, or their hand's coming out. Smack that hand out of the way. Maybe they've got that knife in their hand. Knock that out of their hand, right? I was watching the local news. I know I just still don't watch the news, but I did it right at the beginning when the protests were happening and people were starting to loot the Walmart, and then they were going to get target people. I don't know what they did. They stopped them, but then they went around to the cell phone stores, Cricket and T-Mobile, and they just break them in, and all these guys running in and getting stuff. But they were showing on the front page of the local newspaper, and it was so funny. It said peaceful protesters today at such and such corner. And the guy in front, he's wearing his mask, all black. He's got 2 cans of spray paint in each pocket because he's wearing some skinny boy pants, skinny jeans, what do they call them? Skinny jeans, skinny pants. I don't know what they call I don't wear that. I'm not a skinny guy. So, but here's the best part. He's carrying a black aluminum baseball bat in his other hand, and he's like in motion. So it looks like he's excited to go out and do this peaceful protest, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's carrying that baseball bat, and at some point he's busting somebody's stuff, somebody's property, or somebody's head. If it's my hands against that guy, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit him first, by the way. But if I have this is better than nothing. You wanna be able to go all in and strike and block. I don't know what that is. You have to explain it to me. Teacup full boy, whether that's a correction on anything or whatever. All right, anyway, going back to here, we have these 2 strikes, and then your hand turns palm up, and you bring it up this way. You have to bring it up this way, because if you bring it up this way, and I see it taught this way all the time, hit them like this. Don't ever do that. You hit something like this, when your hand's here, it's gonna peel that right out of your fingers. You're gonna lose it, and then you're going hand to hand, which is fine for me, but I don't want you to go hand to hand yet, if you don't have to. And even I don't wanna fight, so he's got a knife, I don't wanna fight him hand to hand. You're gonna get cut no matter what, okay? But from here, turn it here when you come up. Bring it this way, bring it this way. So we have 4 strikes now. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. 5 and 6 are just horizontal. And what order do you do these in on the street fight self-defense? It goes back to principles. What are your targets? Maybe you're here, man, back up, and it's that horizontal strike, straight across. Oh, by the way, notice that my palm is up. That's so when I hit, it's for the same reason my palm is up when I come up here. When I come across my body, right hand across to the left, palm has to be up. If it's down, you're gonna peel it. Palm up, then, for the same reason, palm down when you bring it back. Right? Hey man, back up. Maybe it's you're in the neighborhood and there's a dog off the leash and it's mauling people, or a couple of dogs. You see these stories all the time. If you type in pit bull attack, you're gonna see the statistics show that it happens every single week. Every single week in America, more than 3 times do pit bulls, not just pit bulls, 99% pit bulls, but other dogs too. They either get, it's 2 of them, or it's 1, or it's 3, or sometimes it's 4 or 5 dogs together, and they maul a kid, or they maul an old lady, or they maul a young guy. Yeah, pit bulls, and I've got a friend who uses a pit bull for self-defense, and for her, I think it's a really smart decision. But she also knows how I feel about how well you have to control that, because you have to control a dog like that. But what happens? You guys know it. A lot of people use pit bulls to fight other animals, and they put money down. Remember Michael Vick, the football player, who's now an angel, I guess, because he said he was sorry or something? Anyway, so he breeds, so there are certain people who breed those dogs, mostly pit bulls, and then they're just vicious. And you see them. If you've been, because I've been in a lot of those neighborhoods, chained up outside, they beat them. They beat them bad so that they make them vicious. And then the guy goes to jail because he's also selling meth or whatever. And then his pit bull gets let go because his old lady doesn't want to see it in the backyard anymore, or they can't afford to feed it, or they break the chain, or who knows what it is. Or, and you see these stories too, they're like, pit bull was always so kind and sweet. We don't know why it mauled our little 3-year-old to death. And you can see there's a little bit of animosity in me about the whole pit bull situation, just because I've seen so many of these stories, because I look for, what's the best way? What are we defending against? Let's stay practical. Am I gonna fight the ninjas? Am I samurai in Japan 200 years ago? No. What are we training for? We're training for the 3 or 4 homeless guys that are at the park 200 yards from here, who a couple weeks ago took some sticks and beat this lady for her purse. That's what we're training for. We're training for the 2 pit bulls that got off the leash or off the chain and are running around, and then you're out at 2:30 in the morning because your dog has to go to the potty, and you're standing there walking it so it can pee, and then here come these pit bulls, and they get your dog, and then they go after you. That's what we're training for. If you have this in the other hand, you got the leash here, and then all of a sudden, it's either your hands, your skin, your flesh, your blood against that vicious dog that latches down and doesn't let go until you rip it apart, or this hard, smashing, devastating weapon. And I'm not advocating violence against people or animals or anything. You get my point. You have a tool in your hand. You're in a better position. What are your targets? They're going to constantly change. After you think about targets, what's your weapon? It's this long stick. Either use this side, or if you want, you can turn it around, and this is like a big knuckle, right? Smashing. By the way, this is a great way to use this weapon. Maybe they come up and they catch you off guard, and it's a person, and they're chest to chest, and they're in your face, they're on your body. This comes up the same way, straight down, and then you just push them off, and it hurts, just smashes them, right? Gets them out of your face. Then your targets change. But we go back, we have the first strike, the second strike, first angle, second angle, hand under, bring it back, bring it through, bring it back, and then just straight down on top. Very devastating, very hard strike, right? Right over the top. No, a dog might be able to bite down on this. And I don't know how many pounds of pressure the pit bull's mouth is. I'm sure it's a lot. It's like, would an alligator be able to bite down and this would snap into, or a shark? Maybe, possibly. But I'd rather they bite down and break this than this. And in this, there might be some arteries and then I bleed out before the cops can come. Or maybe they bite this down and it knocks me to the ground and they get my leg, and then they're here because that's what they're going for real. And they get that artery and then you're dead. So maybe this breaks when a pit bull grabs it, but I'd rather have them hit this, and then maybe they break this off and I still have a little bit, like you stick it in his eye or smash him in his nose. By the way, that's your target. There's no animal, including the human animal, the punk, the bully, the thug, groups of them come up and they've got you, you take your thumb and you stick it in his eye, right? Or you put it right here. I don't care how strong they are, they can't make their eyes any stronger. You stick that and they have to go like this. That's true for a horse. It's true for a rhinoceros, an elephant. Their eyes, you press in the eyes, they go backward. Same is true for a shark. Eyes, nose, all of the vital spots. Those are all targets. You have to think about what are the targets. And that's what you're going after, right? Angle 1, angle 2, 3, 4, horizontal, straight down the middle, and then support it here. Put it in the other hand and think of striking, like a rifle, like a bayonet attack. Pushing here or pushing the other way. Then, let's talk about the hook real quick. The hook can be used to grab and pull. The hook can go down to the leg, grab and pull. The hook can go up between the legs to the front of the back. There are a lot of things you can do with the hook, and then there are more subtle moves. There's more of the small circle jiu-jitsu type of stuff, pressure points, joint locks that you can do with the hook. But don't worry about the hook. Learn how to hit with these big motions, and then they're too close, slam them off, right? Smashing this way. They're right behind you. Your stick just comes up. You bend your elbow. That's all you're doing. Bam! And trust me, it hurts because, we put on a little bit of pads and we try it and we say, is this really effective or is this just goofy? Is this just goofy? And then you think about it and you say, well, no, because the stick's going behind me. And then, all right, 235 pounds of pressure, I don't know. Hopefully neither one of us ever figure it out. But if we do, make sure somebody posts. The pit bull came up and it was either my arm or my cane. And I shoved that right between his, and he had to bite down. He starts doing this. And I got everybody else to safety. And the animal control came and they put him down. Humanely, of course. We don't want to hurt the animal needlessly. Unless they're going after the little kids. Then it's all right, right? What's more important? A baby, somebody's child, somebody's grandma, somebody's husband or wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, you, me, or the vicious animal that's been beaten and abused. Sad. Play some Sarah McLachlan. I was thinking about that lately. I can't wait till they start doing the commercials with the Antifa and I'll see you later, and the Sarah McLachlan music. Can you picture it? Sarah McLachlan and the Antifa protesters are out there. And you can tell I don't really respect those guys too much. I don't like what they stand for, and I certainly don't like their methods. They seem like a bunch of cowardly methods. But they're real whiny. So then you got the Sarah McLachlan, you got the Antifa, and it makes a great commercial. and I was thinking, you know, you could probably raise some money for something. I don't know, vegan lunch boxes and soy drinks and stuff. All right, the guys behind you, you have this one, you have this one, right? From here, just comes up, hit him in the head, and then you're gonna kind of step into it because you wanna see right as you're hitting or right before you hit, and then the fight's on here. And then they're here, and you go behind you there. It's a very effective weapon for that. But I wanna show you one more thing. Well, I don't wanna be mean to anybody, right? It's not about just teasing people, making fun of people. But these are some real things to think about. If the Antifa exists and is growing because, and it's not just Antifa, but that kind of idea, because people feel disenfranchised, 30-40% of the jobs are gone and are shifting. Even before the Wuhan came, jobs were shifting because of digital reasons. It just sped it up. 40 to 60% all jobs are gonna go away or be transformed or whatever, because the robots are gonna drive the cars, the robots are gonna deliver everything to robots, and by robots, I mean artificial intelligence, deep machine learning, and automated, factories, real robots, right? AR, VR, all that stuff's coming. We knew that. Then 5G was gonna hit, and it's hitting. And then some people are conspiracy theorists, and they're like, oh, the 5G is really the Wuhan's the 5G. That's what's really happening. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not saying any more of that. Well, it's because you haven't done it enough. It's like math. I used to say, I'm not good at math. Until someone said, stop saying you're not good at math, you simply haven't practiced it enough. You haven't found the right teacher. You haven't learned it in the way that your brain learns, because not every brain learns the same. You haven't done enough. If you say, this morning I was working with my guy through Facebook. He's 1,000 miles away, and we dial up 3 times a week through the portal, and he's 71 years old, and he said to me this morning, he said, well, I'm just not good with names. I said, he's known me for 3 years now, 4 years. We've been training 3 times a week. I said, did you just meet me? Don't tell me that. You're not good at names because you haven't practiced. You haven't learned a way to learn the names. Same thing, it doesn't flow yet for you because you haven't done it enough. It's the same moves as a sword, whether you're talking Japanese sword, or if you're talking the Chinese, Indian sword. It's the same kinds of moves, and it's really effective because you can't really carry the sword on the street. All right, I forgot what I was talking about. I think the bottom line was, if you're paying attention to what's happening in the world, there's a need for self-defense. There's a need to learn how to defend yourself with a basic weapon like this, if you need to. And ideally, it never happens, right? You never need it. And then, if you're learning a weapon, sword, staff, nunchucks, I don't care what it is, even gun. Even if you say, well, nothing can beat a gun, everybody's got to carry a gun, which is not, not everybody can. But whatever your weapon is, you also need to know how to go hand to hand and throw in, how to move, and how to move your head with your body, and how to stay behind your guard, how to stop a takedown, how to sprawl, how to shoot, not at the level of like BJ Penn, black belt jiu-jitsu, but just knowing how to do some of the basic things. And then underlying all of that is you gotta be in shape. You have to be fighting fit. So I wanna show you real quick. I've got the band, and I love this band. I'm gonna show you a couple things that you do with the band. Just hold it. You do these extensions. You can take it here. I love this one. Put it behind your back, and then you can practice just punching. This will get your heart rate up. This will make your punches a lot faster, by the way, right? Some basic stuff like this. You can do single punches. It's gonna come up on your neck like that, and you'll figure out how to make it work better. You put it under your feet, and now you can do deadlifts or assisted squats or resisted squats. But then, because we're we're using cane, I'm gonna put it here. And then this is gonna go in front of your body with your cane. I know some of you already have a cane, and some of you have a band. So this is how you're gonna use it. First motion, standing push-up, one of my favorite things to do. I love doing push-ups on the ground too, but if you don't have to get down and up, you can get a lot more done. First thing, just like this, just behind your back like that, and you're pushing. But because you're standing, it's gonna engage your core. It does when you do push-ups on the ground, it's kind of like a moving plank. But this way, this mimics more fighting. Remember that guy's in your face, catches you off guard, you put the cane here and you shove him off. You gotta be strong enough to do that. So you start slowly. I'm gonna do like 5 of these with control, squeezing at the end of the motion, squeezing at the end, and then explosive, explosive, and then, yeah, I mean, these are all things. I know about 1,000,000 things to do with this band, and I know about 30 things now. We've been playing around with this cane because you might not have the gym anymore. A lot of gyms here are, because I look into buying businesses from time to time. Not that I buy businesses all the time, I'm not saying that, but I look into it constantly. And so I talk to the brokers. Business brokers keep calling me saying, hey, you wanna buy another gym? Hey, you wanna buy a gym? Hey, you wanna buy a gym? The guy wants to give it away for nothing. The guy wants to give it away for $1. And that's because so many people are just getting out. It's kind of hard. All right, so good. So, but you want to do this first, right? You don't have the gym to go to. You're still going to get a great pump. You're going to get a good workout. You're still going to build muscle. You're going to be faster, stronger. Do this first. But you have to know how to do it, right? Not just like this. There's not enough. You want to keep resistance on the muscle. Time under tension. So you go 1 and in. 2, there's a slight pause at the end. Do that 5 times and then explode and hold. Explode and hold. Or you can do it the opposite way. Explode and hold and then go like this. That's 5, 10, 15, whatever you want to do. Then go up at an angle. Up at an angle. Up here. So that you can start to build the upper chest. And then down. Yeah, there's always a solution. Always. There's always going to be a solution to every problem in life. Push. Many solutions. And maybe you figure out the solution. You teach other people. You make $1 million. You make $1 billion. Or maybe you just make a couple extra bucks. And that's what you need to feel really good about yourself. And you enjoy what you're doing. You're going down, firing the lower part of the chest, so up, middle, down, and then you can mix it up. You can go 1, up, 1, down, and of course I'm going a little faster just to show you. I don't want to spend all your time here, but then I want you to push and turn. Push and turn. And when you bring it in, keep the tension under it. Turn, push, and turn, and there's a reason I want you to do that turn. Let me show you real quick. Gotta get the band out of there. The guy grabs your staff right in the middle. You shove them off, but they instinctively grab it. Now you're fighting them for it, and they're trying to grab it, and you're trying to hold on to it. You're gonna turn. All of their focus is coming this way. You're gonna turn this way, and so as they're coming, they'll be here. See what that does to my hands? And then you take this and you shove it. You just rake it down their face. Rake it down take his glasses off, if he has glasses like me. Glasses, his nose, take a couple of the teeth out of the front of his face. Remember, he's trying to pull it back. Even if he's got one hand here and one on the outside of your hand, turning here is your power move. You're stronger here. Turn, and then just straight down. Once you come down, in, knock him to the ground. His hand comes off, and then you're fighting his buddy, whoever else is coming up. It also works if you turn the other way. Turn here and down. So you practice that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now watch my body. Don't lean forward, that's wrong. Down, down, down. Practice that over and over. Squeeze your stomach up and in, abs tight. Back to what we were doing with this. Swing that behind your back. Let me see if I can get that. Here we go. That's all that is, right? Just around your back. So you do your push-up first, and then you turn. Now you're getting your shoulders stronger, you're looking stronger, your body's stronger, you're taller, you look more confident. People see you as less of a target because you look like you're in shape and you know how to defend yourself. Your muscles are growing, you look lean and healthy and strong. And then you're gonna put it around your bum. You're just under there. And then you hold it here. And you're gonna lean back like you're taking a squat to sit down, or on the toilet, or I don't know, whatever. But bend down a little bit, that's gonna engage your legs, and then curl. 2, 3, and then it's one of my favorite things to do. You can change your hand position. They can be wide, they can be more narrow, they can be all the way narrow, and you're gonna hit different parts of that bicep, but also palm down. Fabrizio, how you doing, man? I was thinking about you this morning. Just this morning, I was wondering, how's the little girl? How's your little girl doing? we got to take care of each other, man. We got to take care of each other in this community, in this life, because we got little kids and they got to grow up and we got to fix it for them. I was thinking all that this morning about Fabrizio. So it's good to see you. And I was thinking he's got this little girl and I got my little girl, my little boy, and I'm taking him to camp, taking my son to play with his cousins. And I'm thinking, we got to fix this. We got to figure out how to talk to each other and not be so opposed, because we're watching too much news and they're doing it to us on purpose, right? They're trying to keep us on sides so we don't get together and say, hey, we got a lot more in common than we have that are different. How can we solve this? You got a little girl, I got a little girl. We want them to grow up healthy, strong, and have a great life. Amen is right. All right, palm down and then up, 2. And now you're really firing. Yeah, turn the news off, man. It's all garbage. You couldn't watch the news for the next 10 years. Won't make a difference in your life. If you missed what's going on right now and you heard 10 years from now, hey, how'd you survive the Wuhan? And you're like, the Wu what? And they're like, oh, well, I appreciate that. Thanks. It's not really going to affect you. All that really affects you is what's happening in your neighborhood with your family. Can you feed your kids? Are you a good role model for your children? And if you're consumed in here and you're having strong opinions and you're saying things and doing things out of fear and out of anxiety and out of anger, you're not being a good role model. You want to take that deep breath. You want to think, how can I be a blessing to anybody I meet today, but especially my children? How can I be a blessing in their lives? What can I do? What do I need to do? And if that's your focus, it's like self-defense. If you got a knife, you coming at me with a knife, I start looking at your knife, my focus is all on that knife. You're gonna stick it in me 100 times, I'm dead. If you're coming at me with that knife and I look at your face and I think, I'm gonna remove your eyesight. I'm gonna remove your ability to breathe. I'm gonna take this elbow and smash it through your throat, right? Hard and driving. If I keep my focus on my intention instead of your intention, which is the knife, then I win. I don't care if you have the knife and you get it in me once or twice. You're not gonna get it in me 38 times. As soon as I shift my attention from your throat or your targets and what I need to do, and I give you 100% of the power, because I start focusing on the knife. The fear comes up, the what if comes up, the anxiety comes up, and the franticness, and I'm trying to get the knife, And then you can just do whatever, especially if you know what you're doing, man. Especially if you know what you're doing, you're gonna get that all over, I'm dead. But when you, yeah, and we don't need, and that doesn't matter. It is or it isn't. The whole point is, let everybody else talk about it. You think about your intention. What's your intention? Be a blessing to others today. Be kind, stay in your center. Learn, keep yourself healthy, strong. Prepare yourself, self-defense, whatever your techniques are. Get fit, get lean, eat healthier, sleep better at night, be nicer to each other. The real fight, oh, that's messed up. The 2 homeless dudes just got dropped off right in front of the building. For real, all their stuff there, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's where the martial arts school right here, it's in this area. But it's great because you have this real need. When I get out, because my kids are here, right? And I got my kids here, we're going out to the car. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that there aren't homeless people. And it's not like I want to shove it in their face either. But when they ask me, Dad, why are they standing there with all their stuff? I'll say, they don't live anywhere. Well, why? Why doesn't somebody give them? Why don't we give them some? And that, and then you gotta deal with that, right? No, news doesn't keep you healthy and strong. News is designed to keep you focused, glued, right? Fabrizio's a marketer. He'll agree with me. As long as I can get you to see Fabrizio's ads, if I'm the news guy, if I have the website and he's paying me money to put the ads on my site, I want you watching 100% of the time. Every minute of every day, I want you looking at that. But the only way to get you there is to get you afraid of everything and worried or pissed off or whatever. What Trump said what? Trump said what? Antifa did what? What Pelosi said she did what? And then you're bouncing around like a puppet. And they're pulling the strings. And they're laughing all the way to the bank. And who's getting rich? Not me and not you. Not me and not you. So you turn it off, right? Pick up your cane. Start practicing. 1, 2, 1, 2. One more thing. I forgot to say this while we're training. Once you learn the basic technique, you have to go all in. As hard and as fast as you can for self-defense. Don't train at this rate of speed. This is a good warm-up speed. But then once you get that motion, as hard and as fast as you can, because you don't want to go hard and fast as you can, you pull the muscle. When you're defending yourself, you want to build that conditioning in your body so when you need it, you can hit with intention and you can go through the throat, in the person, so that you stay safe and you take care of your little girls and your little boys and all the people you care about in your life, right? All right, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Put your comments below. Share this with others if you can. And if you can go to my website, go to the website. Click on all those ads. Fabrizio will tell you why. Click on those ads on my PassQuinelli.com website, and that'll help me keep making these. I'll see you guys.